in some of the empires, even if a commoner would steal something from the royal household, the commoner would have to meet with the death penalty. But even if the member of the royalty would kill a commoner, the punishments would be very light, like say for example fasting for a day. It's a very important concept, right? So the article is very simple. It says what? That the state shall not, and shall means it's a kind of obligation on the state. The state shall not deny to any person. Now this is a key word here. Any person. Any person means it is available to both citizens as well as non-citizens. Any person, what? Two things. Equality before the law. That's the first thing. And the second thing is equal protection of the laws. But where? Within the territory of India. So that's the text of Article 14. Now look here very carefully. It says the state shall not deny. So let's pick one word at a time and let's go by this word, state. You know the definition of state as per Article 12? It includes the executive and legislative organs of the union as well as the states, the local bodies like Panchayati Raj institution, urban local bodies plus other authorities. These authorities can make rules, bylaws, regulations, etc., which will have the force of the law. It means they would be obligatory in nature. Do you remember even the action of an individual will be construed as a state action if it is aided by the state? Do you remember that? And was judiciary a part of the state? No, the judiciary was not a part of the state. So the state, you understand the meaning of the state? State shall not deny to any person. Any person means that it is available to both citizens as well as non-citizens. It means aliens. Remember that? Person, this word is very important here. The word person not only includes individuals, but the word person also includes legal persons. Now, what do you mean by this word, legal person? Legal person means any non-human entity. Non-human entity to which the law attributes personality. It means within law, these entities are considered as right-bearing and duty-bearing entities. Do you get it? It means these entities have rights as well as duties. Now, what they can be? These legal persons can be anything. Say for example, this legal person can be a company. A company has certain rights. A company has certain duties also. So, company could be one example of a legal person. A social organization like an NGO could also become a legal person. Do you get it? Even property can also become a legal person. Are you aware about that case called Shri Ram Janmabhoomi case? In that Shri Ram Lala Virajman was a legal person. Do you get it? So, legal person simply means that any non-human entity to which the law attributes what? Personality. It means consider it as a unit which has rights as well as duties. Got it? तो यहाँ तक बात clear हुई? The state shall not deny to any person. Any means both citizen as well as non-citizens, and person include individuals as well as legal person like companies, institutions, etc. Yes. Yes, non-living thing can also become a person in the eyes of law. That's why that kind of a thing would be called as a legal person, not a biological person. Got it? And then these are the two important words: equality before the law and equal protection of the laws. Now, look here very carefully. This is very important to understand. Equality before the law is a negative concept, whereas equal protection of the laws is a positive concept. Now, what does equality before the law and equal protection of the laws means? Prima facie, they look same. ऐसा लग रहा है एक ही बात हो रही है घुमा फिरा के, but they are not same, they are different. Equality before the law means that everyone will be same in front of the law, and there will be absence of any privileged class. Like say for example, in the olden days, do you remember that the laws treated the members of the royalty different from the commoners? Like say for example, in some of the empires, even if a commoner would steal something from the royal household, the commoner would have to meet with the death penalty. But even if the member of the royalty would kill a commoner, the punishments would be very light, like say for example, fasting for a day. Do you get it? So it means that the law treated people differently. But look here very carefully. Equality before the law means everyone is equal in front of the law. It means there is no discrimination. Everybody, right from the Prime Minister to the humble peasant, everyone is equal in front of the law. It means there is absence of any privileged class. Do you understand that? And not only the law is same for everyone, but the courts are also same for everyone. Like say for example, today suppose there are two people, A and B. If both of them murder someone, then both of them will be treated under IPC CRPC. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि A के लिए एक अलग IPC है और B के लिए अलग IPC. No, they will be treated under the same IPC CRPC sections, and they will be tried in the same courts like the criminal courts, High Court, Supreme Court. Or do you think that for A there will be a separate Supreme Court? No, the same Supreme Court will handle his case also. The same High Court will handle his case also. Do you understand? Like that which handles that of B. So for all the people in India, we see there is one set of laws. Like, is this the case that for you there is a different GST, for someone else there is a different GST, for all of us there is the same GST, right? And you see that we are amenable to the jurisdiction of the same set of courts. Amenable to the jurisdiction means that our cases are tried in the same set of courts, like the lower court, High Court and the Supreme Court. And this same system of courts is handling the cases for everyone, and everyone is treated under the same set of laws. Do you understand that? It means there is absence of what? Privileged class. Because in the olden days, the laws were different for the royalty and for the commoners, and also the courts were different for the royalty and for the commoners. But equality before the law, it is a negative concept. Negative concept, why? Because it says there is absence. Absence means negative, presence means positive. So absence of what? Absence of any privileged class. There will not be any privileged class, and everybody will be equal before the law. Do you get that? That's the meaning of equality before the law. Equal protection of the laws means that those who are in similar situation, the law will treat them similarly. Otherwise, justice will be lost. Like say for example, think of this. Think of these two people, A and B. Suppose A's monthly income is 10,000 rupees and B's monthly income is suppose 1 lakh rupees. Now, if the tax laws are made in such a fashion which says that A and B, both of them will have to pay 50% of their total income in the form of taxes. Do you get it? And instead of 1 lakh, let's think of 10 lakh. So suppose if it is a monthly calculation, monthly collection also, you see B has to pay how much at the end of the month? 5 lakh. And A has to pay how much? 5,000. Now, the cost of all the goods like say wheat, grain, pulses, milk, vegetables, etc. They're same for both A and B in the market? Are they same for both A and B in the market? Now, don't you think that B, even if he has given up 5 lakh rupees, still 5 lakh rupees is too much to spend a happy life? But what about A? A will be now feeling the pressure, right? Because you see that 50% of his income means a lot. He is left up with very less. And suppose both of them have to support a family of 5, then you can understand that A will face a lot of challenges in helping or in feeding or for providing the family. Do you understand that? That's why, have you seen tax laws that for different income groups there are different taxation? Right, so for example, up to this much there is no tax. Between 5 lakh to 10 lakh, maybe 10%, after that maybe 20%, and it varies from year to year, right, and from country to country. So this means that those who are in similar position, the law should treat them similarly. So suppose A has been exempted from taxation. It means the tax law says that A will have to fill no tax. Why? Because the law says that anybody who earns less than 20,000 rupees or up to 20,000 rupees will have to pay no tax. So in that case, A is exempted from the tax. Now suppose there is another person C, and C earns 10,000 again. Now, can I say that how the law treated A, the law should treat C also similarly? Do you understand that? But the law can treat A and B differently. Why? Because they are in different circumstances. Now think of this. This year, suppose UPSC releases a notice in which it says that everyone can participate in the civil services examination. Do you understand that? तो हो सकता है आप जाओ आपके रूम में चीफ सेक्रेटरी, कैबिनेट सेक्रेटरी सब बैठे हो साथ में. So is this not injustice towards you? Those who are in similar position, the law should treat them similarly, and those who are in dissimilar positions, the law should treat them differently. A good example of this could be understood with the help of a running track. Think of this. Have you seen some athletic tracks? Now think of this. This is a running track, right? Yes. Suppose this is the finishing line. Got it? Now there are three athletes, say A, B and C. A is running on this track, B on this track, C on this track. Now if I make A, B and C stand like this, do you think this is a fair race? No. Why? Because for A the distance is very small, whereas for C the distance is too much. What I have to do is I have to measure this distance, and then maybe this is what I'll do. I'll make B stand here, I'll make C stand here. Do you get that? Have you seen athletes standing like that? Why? Because those who are in different situations, the law should treat them differently. That is why there is a very famous dictum in equality, and that is likes should be treated alike. It means those who are in similar position, the law should treat them similarly. Those who are equally circumstanced, the law should treat them similarly. Those who are differently placed, the law should treat them differently. Do you understand that? That's why you see the same set of laws treats us and the foreigners in a different way. Why? Because, like, have you seen that when you go to some sites, historical sites, and you see there are two ticket lines, हमसे 10 रुपए ले रहे होते हैं, उनसे 500 रुपए ले रहे होते हैं. Do you get that? Because likes should be treated alike. If an Indian is forced to pay the fee which a foreigner is paying, that would be injustice. Do you get it? So this will become a fair race only when they are treated differently because their positions are different. Now suppose there is another person D who is also running in the same track as C, then D should stand here. Do you get it? Because if D stands here, then D gets an advantage over C. So those who are in similar position, the law should treat them similarly. Those who are in different position, the law should treat them differently. Do you get it? And within the territory of India, you understand, states, union territory and acquired territory. So I'm explaining this one more time. Listen to it very carefully. The state shall not deny. You understand the meaning of the state? Shall not. It means it's an obligation on the state. कि नहीं कर सकते आप. What? You cannot deny equality before the law and equal protection of the laws to any person, including legal persons within the territory of India. And this is a fundamental right. Do you understand that? कि अगर ये आपके साथ नहीं होता है, you can directly go to the Supreme Court and get your right enforced. Got it?